Hello and welcome to It's a Boat Thing, Much Ado About Mooring. Now today we are in Northamptonshire. We're at a small place called Fotheringhay and we're by the side of the River Nene. Now the River Nene runs all the way from Northampton to Wisbech, running through places such as Wellingborough, Thrapston, Oundle, and then eventually on through Peterborough and out to the Wash. It's some 80 odd miles long and navigable for most of the way from the Grand Union Canal. Now as I walk around the top of the castle, it's a mound that's left here now, but where the castle used to be. Fotheringhay is of note for a couple of things in our British history. Back in 1452, Richard III was born here, and in 1587, I think it was, Mary Queen of Scots had her head chopped off. Now obviously times move on and we don't chop people's heads off anymore, thank goodness. And this place is now used as a rather nice place to stop when you're on the River Nene and you're here and you're on your boat. Let's have a look at the mooring and see what facilities either are or not available. As we walk along the side of the mount where the castle was kept, you can see there's not a great deal of it left. You can only but use your imagination, and I'll show some photos or some images depicting what the castle may have looked like back in the day. But you can see we're fairly close to the river, and in the distance there you have a bridge which is quite tight to get a boat underneath, and we'll have a look at that a little closer in a while. And as we pan round, you can see that there's actually a lump of the castle, as was, that's still here. I don't think it's in its original place. I think it was on the top of that hill we just come from. And we look down, and that's going downstream towards Peterborough. Now, as you can see, there's a piece of the original castle here at the side of the river. Originally, that would have been up on the mound just over the way, but it's left here as a memorial to Mary Queen of Scots. Behind me, you've got a very tight bridge, and whether you're coming upstream from Peterborough or you're coming downstream from Oundle or beyond that Northampton, this is quite a tight bridge to get under. Now, when we used to have our boat over here on the Nene, we weren't a very large air draft, and it was very tight to get underneath, so we used to have to put the screens down. If my memory serves me right, you give or take about 6 foot to the middle of the arch, but of course it's a round arch. Most boats are square, so you just need to proceed with caution when you're going underneath it. Now the mooring itself is absolutely glorious, apart from the odd car that goes over the bridge. It's very, very quiet. As you can see along the side of the bank, you've got various mooring posts, so it's easy to pull the boat up aside. The bank is kept fairly cleanly cut, so with some fenders deployed, it's straightforward to get in, and you can get on and off the boat pretty easily. Now, we used to come here quite a lot, particularly when the kids were younger, and it was rather nice because you're out of the way of any roads. You're also in the middle of what seems like nowhere, so it's nice and quiet. Kids can run around within reason, and there's lots for them to do if they like nature. And our particular boys always used to like climbing the mound. Once you actually get here, you'll see just over my shoulder there's a small mooring cost. That's collected by the chaps who live in the farm just over the way from me over here, and the fee itself goes to maintaining the site, so keeping things like the mooring posts in good order, keeping the bank clear, and making sure all the litter's picked up. Now, as far as facilities here, well, there's not really any at all. You've got a pub just up the road, and I'll do a walkthrough to show you how to get to that. But you've got mooring pins already, or mooring posts I should say, already in the ground, and that is it. You come here for the peace and quiet. There's no public toilets, there's no water available, and there's no Elsan emptying facilities either. So whatever you bring here, you need to take away with you, and whatever you want to use, you need to bring along with you. So whatever facilities you have on board the boat, it's the only real facilities that you're going to get when you're here.
So one time we were here on Persephone and we moored up for the night, and in the middle of the night woken up by bang, 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 bang on the roof of the boat, wondering what on earth it was. And it was a fox that jumped on the top of the boat and was then running around. So he's now become nicknamed the Fotheringhay Fox.
This is the secondary part of the Fotheringhay mooring. As you can see, mooring posts clearly marked on the side of the bank. The thing I didn't realise, if I pan around, and there's the bridge with the height board showing about 2 metres, 6 footish to the centre. There is actually a water point here. And I've got to say, it's been a few years since I've been here. I'd completely forgotten about that, but it does make it rather useful. Now I've just left the upstream side of the mooring by the bridge. I'm walking up into the high street. I'm going to walk back to the church. Gather there's a pub just round the corner. Let's see if we can find it. We found ourselves outside the gates of the church. We're going to have a look around this, and then once we've explored around the grounds of the church, we'll have a look, see if we can find the pub, so we can direct you from the mooring to the pub, which I'm sure you will agree is quite an important part of staying over somewhere.
The rain falls gently in the night, wetting the earth, seeping deep inside. On the window, drops dance in the light, as if singing a melody so right.
So I found myself outside the Falcon pub now, and one of the useful things here, and I'm just going to turn the camera. It's open all day, Tuesday to Saturday, and it's dog friendly too.
The embrace of the rain, beautiful moments that will never wane. On the streets, city lights fade away to the sound of raindrops.
So that is Fotheringhay. A beautiful place to come to, I'm sure you will agree. Peaceful, quiet, you're immersed in nature, not much to do with facilities granted, but it's a nice place to come for that peace and quiet, maybe even read a book. Anyway, as always, if you like what you see, please comment below. The subscribe button is in the corner. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you guys next time.